And welcome to the wonderful world of broadcast journalism. We are your hosts, Kat,
Anna,
and Elena.
And we'll be taking you a little crash course of one of our favorite subjects.
The first step to any video is figuring out what you're going to do. Take your video topic and start brainstorming ideas. Write down every single idea and try your best to be creative and original. Just like any group project, communication is key, and don't be afraid to pitch an idea or ask questions. After deciding on an idea, plan the whole thing out. As childish as it seems, come up with a list of who, what, when, where, and why. Answer those questions before making your video. They can really help you guide the direction of your video as a whole. Be able to envision what the video looks like in your head before you film. The more you have planned, the easier everything else will be. Make a schedule and give yourself enough time to make something worth watching. Videos that are pushed off until the last minute usually don't make good videos. Going out to film can be exciting, but always ask permission to leave. Make sure teachers know where you're going. This cannot be stressed enough. Be respectful in the hallways. You're going to hear this time and time again, but people are learning. Please do not be rude. And if you're interviewing somebody, make sure you know when you're recording with them as well, because people are never there when you need them to be. Pick somewhere where you can hear them and see them well. Make the person you're interviewing comfortable talking on camera before the actual interview. That way they seem less nervous. Interview questions should get people talking, not just one-word answers. Remember, the more effort you put into your video, the better the outcome is. Now that you're done planning, it's finally time to film.
The most important part of filming is, of course, having a camera, because you can't film if you don't have the thing you need to film with. Here are some important things that you always need when you'll have to film. A, you'll need a camera. You'll need a lens. You'll need a battery. You'll need an SD card. And if it calls for it, you can use a microphone or a tripod. Please make sure to take very good care of the cameras, as they are not our property. This means that when you are done with it, make sure to put the lens caps back on the lenses. Make sure to put the batteries away and charge them. Make sure to put your SD cards back. Keep track of everything and put it back the way you found it. And if you didn't find it in a good place, put it back better. Next, when you go to film, make sure that you set up a good scene. Think about your background and what is on the screen. If you have an interview, make sure everyone is in frame and on the screen. Always remember to interview a variety of people. We're not a very good example of that. Also, make sure that your audio works. Make sure that there's not a lot of weird background noise or muffled noise or echoes, because that's going to dim the quality of your interview. Here's an example of now a time not to film, because there's audio and other people talking in the background. Speaking of your interview quality, make sure you have good questions that cause the person to think. Questions that aren't boring. Make it fun. Make it exciting. That's what you're here for. First and foremost, don't be afraid of the camera. If you have a question, feel free to ask people. They're here to help you. They want to help you. Come and ask someone. That's what we're here for, because we all want to create quality content. Make sure that what you're filming is also intentional, not only how you film it, but what you film. If it's not good, cut it out.
Now on to editing, the final part of your video. Take your SD card, take an adapter, and claim a computer for yourself. I always create a new event, because that way all of your videos are all in the same place. Take your SD card, plug it into your computer, and it should appear on your desktop. And from there you can open your SD card and find all of the information that you need within there, and import your videos into that file. Make sure that you eject it. Why? I don't know. Just make sure you eject your SD card. There's so much within Final Cut that even I don't know all of it, so I'm going to go over the very basic components of Final Cut, where things are, what things do, stuff like that. Although Final Cut can be scary when you open it, the more you mess around and the more you look at things, I believe it gets easier. If you have a question, Google it. I'm sure someone somewhere is also asking the same thing, so I'm sure you will figure it out. Another tip before I say anything is that if you hover over the little icons, it'll usually give you a description of what the tool is, which is always very helpful. Starting in the top corner, you can find all of your projects and all of your footage there, along with titles and generators. You can pull clips onto your timeline where you can then edit them. In the middle of your screen are more editing tools where you can either transform or click the little drop-down arrows, and there's more options there for each of those. Once you're done with your video, you can export it. Up in the upper right-hand corner, you have many options there. They're just different quality videos. On the top right of your screen, that whole section is more specifics about your video and colors and audio and all of that fun stuff. Audio levels you can either adjust directly on your clip by dragging up and down when it shows up, or you can adjust it in the little audio section. On the bottom right hand of your screen, you can see your effects and your transitions. There's so many different options there. Your delete button will delete things. Command Z will undo. Command Shift C will redo. Command C, Command V, copy and paste. Command plus and Command minus will either zoom you in or out. Command B is one that I use all of the time. It allows you to cut exactly where you have your cursor. A good rule of thumb while making a video is that if you get bored sitting there and watching it, just cut it out, because if you aren't enjoying it yourself, other people probably aren't going to enjoy it either. Again, I will reiterate, give yourself enough time. It takes way longer than you think it will, and you want to make something that you're proud of. Remember, all of these videos are going out to the school, so be proud of your work. I think that's all I have to say.
These have been the basics of broadcast journalism. We hope you enjoy your semester. Good luck!